Jason here from Group of 7 Comics. Last night on our episode of Previously in X-Men, we covered issue 223 of Uncanny, and in it, Storm is facing a series of challenges, and her costume is displayed in tatters at times, as she is. Let me see if I can find you a nice panel. Maybe I should have done that first. As she is dealing with what they're calling in this story to be a vision quest. Here we see Storm with her costume in tatters. She's got her fine knife, the shirt underneath is now gone. Her pants are turned into some sort of skirt. But there's just something, archetypal about this in a way that it resonates with people. We realize she's been through a journey, and it reads as something to us, which is pretty effective. Sure, it does seem a little silly at times, but once in a while these costume design changes really resonate. I think about Rogue in the Savage Land later on in Jim Lee's run, and how that's really stayed with people, so much so that it ended up in the animated series. And people make custom figures of Rogue in her Savage Land outfit all the time. Okay, that being said, cool. Let's start there. Second part of this equation is Chris and I have been, over the last few years, making these comics that first premiere as 3 panels in a row for about a month on Instagram. And the idea behind them is that we don't take the time to write a story in advance. It's sort of just like a comic making exercise. So I would only be drawing for, let's say, 15 minutes a panel. This was an additional page that doesn't exactly count, but I would be drawing for 15 minutes a panel and be backing away from there. So in under an hour, we'd have half a page, and the next day we'd do another half page. And Chris and I would be quickly, plotting out over text and a Google Doc and adding dialogue as we go, just making it up. And we kind of know the ending, that you guys are going to win, and we know maybe a moment or two that we're hoping to see. But anyway, this was the third of 4 of these kinds of stories we've done. This one's called Peregrines Hunter's Moon. And it features the Peregrines on an adventure in the Canadian Rockies, starting the story with one of them injured, and they have to get down a mountain while being pursued by a criminal organization that are also, I think, cattle ranchers, sort of like Evil Yellowstone. Anyway, it was really fun to do, and once in a while I'd do more than 3 panels. I would squeeze 3 in one, and man, I really love making these, because the drawings are fast. There isn't time to rethink. There isn't time to make changes. And when you're done, you've got a whole book, and it can be really enjoyable, but once in a while you can make an improvement. Okay, now that aside, the one we just finished is called Peregrines Badlands. And the gang goes to a prehistoric, I don't even know how to explain. The comic book does the work. They go to basically a prehistoric hidden realm underneath the Alberta Badlands. And in it, they come across a tribe of Vikings that might have been there for countless centuries. It is unclear. And they go there for reasons that are explained in the story. That being said, by the time the story ends, I did not have the foresight to redesign their costumes with battle damage from their encounters with not just a Viking horde, but also dinosaurs, and also treacherous climbing and journey to reach this hidden realm. I should say maybe splunking, because they were cave diving. So the thought hit last night during our conversation about Storm's costume that I probably should have redesigned battle damage to the quartet's costume. So there are 4 Peregrines. They are of different size, and that's one of the fun things about drawing them. We've got Cece, Bess, Gray, and Dot. They are all lieutenants. They're all lieutenants within the Corps of Canadian nurses that are on the front lines of war-torn Europe in World War I. And they're part of a clandestine organization known as the Peregrines that deal with the unknown and the unbelievable. And they have outfits that are like leather jackets, kind of based off of what pilots and people in airplanes would wear in World War I. And they do a lot of skydiving out of their stolen Zeppelin, if you've read any Peregrines comics. But at the end of this battle, they should have probably acquired not just battle damage and tearing and this and that, but maybe a few items from their Viking allies that they've made along the way. So I started playing with this morning over coffee about, okay, let's just lay the 4 characters out, get their sizes about right, and then maybe add some battle damage or some things that would demonstrate that they've been through some kind of scuffle. And it's hard to parse out like who gets the torn sleeves. So I thought maybe the character that I find to be my favorite, I think she is the leader of the group, Lieutenant Gray, and she's the one that sort of sets the pace for me design-wise. She's the one that is the hero, is the leader of the heroes, and I think about this character and draw her all the time. She has battle damage on her mask already as one of the additions to her costume that help make her unique compared to the other 3 Peregrines. It's no secret I didn't go to school for this stuff. I didn't go to school to design characters. I've just been a student of the art form and really actively thinking about leveling up over the last about 8 years. The question is raised, like, why am I doing this again? This is just an exercise. The comic book is already made. It's already at the printer. I cannot adjust. But it's still malleable in my mind. I'm still working on things to improve it, even though it's already done. Click like on the video, subscribe to the channel, share if you could. That would be much appreciated. I hope you find good ways to level up too.